Hello fellow firewood freaks, this is Chris and we are in a soggy, wet wood yard. That's where we are. It's been raining today for, I don't know, 8-10 hours, something like that. It just let up a little bit, but we've got more rain coming. I just looked at the radar. I thought I could sneak outside and do a little work on doing some stacking here, because I started some stacking a little bit at the end of the day yesterday over there. I got a little bit started here. I want to kind of get this done the next couple days right in this section. But there's more rain coming, and I really don't want to get soaking wet. I've been working on my other business today, so I just thought I'd come out and show you how much rain we got here. The wheelbarrow I dumped out yesterday, and in here it's 4.5 inches, but it's shaped a little bit wider on top. But this bucket was sitting right here, and in this bucket it's about 3.25. Yeah, about 3.25 inches. That's how much rain we got in the last 8 hours. So it's really been raining a lot. And I can hear my creek in the back from here. It's just raging river right now. So I'm gonna walk back there and just show you a little bit about what's happened. So I got standing water. This is where I usually drive. So there's water everywhere. So basically the wood yard is flooded, which I've never seen this much water before. We had rain that we've gotten, 2-3 inches, but over a longer period of time. This all came pretty fast and furious. Look at this. Is where I drive through here. It's all just standing water everywhere. So yeah, my feet are soaking wet. So yeah, the wood is very wet, and we're gonna walk back to the little creek we have in the back here, and you can see kind of how much water we have, because usually it's like not even knee deep, and you can easily just kind of hop across it like no big deal, and even got a couple spots where you can go across without even touching the water. But it's become a raging river, as you can see. Yeah, you wouldn't want to have to go across there now. That's quite the river here. This area right here, I mow right through here all the time. The creek is actually over there. Yeah, it's about as high as I've ever seen it. We'll go to one of the other spots over here. Yeah, it's pretty high. It actually came down a little bit. You can see some of the stuff here that's washed up. Yeah, my little creek is now an obstacle course. My son said to me, wouldn't it be fun to take a kayak down this? I said, yeah, if you want to die. Because there's all log jams everywhere all over here. I think you'd get tossed underneath and you'd get submerged pretty fast. Well friends, this is Chris, and it is the day after the monsoon that we had with all the rain and the flooding, and I just thought I'd show you how fast my little creek that I have in the back of my property, how fast it goes down. So I'm back right where we started yesterday when I was showing you the creek, to give you show you the difference. So here's the day after. So you can see a big pile of stuff washed up here. The water, I believe, has come down now, well, if I had to guess, at least 2 feet, because yesterday the water was right up to this rock right here. So you got all that way. So from here across was low. So I'd say maybe even 3 feet the water's come down. But I'll walk through here. So yesterday, just right where I'm standing would have been knee-deep water. And you can see it's all scoured through here. So yeah, it doesn't take much to wash this out. This was full of brush and stuff, and it kind of got washed downstream. So the creek is down to pretty close to normal. Still a little high, but not terrible, because it's not much of a creek. It just drains from up above. But this little dam here, I would say the water is just a little above normal. So one day that much has changed. You can see where all the sand washed up here, because where I'm standing right now, yesterday was probably almost knee-deep water because it was level all the way across. Here, I'll show you back here how far the water came. These sticks right here, where the high water mark. So here's where the high water was yesterday. So yeah, it came down a whole bunch. So there you go, you got to see the after the flood. Now today what's in store is wood stacking, because that's what I got to get done, because the wood is got to get off the ground so it can start drying, and all the splitting that I had to do is done, and so that's the plan. So I'll show you what we're going to do. I'll be right there. I am back up front at the pile that we're going to start with. Now I did start on this the other day, and I did 3 piles so far. I'll show you this one right here. I did probably almost a week ago now. This is 2 full cords here. I've got 3 rows of 2 face cords a piece. So there's 1, 2, 3. They're 16 feet by 4 feet, 3 rows. So that right there is 6 face cords or 2 full cords. Then this pile right here is a little less than 2 full cords. The piles are pretty even, so this much space is what I have left over. So I'm thinking it's probably a face cord. So there's probably 5 face cords in this pile. So that's between the 2, that's 11. And then the one back over in this corner over here, I stacked the other night. I was here for, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. And I did 4 face cords, because each row is 16 feet and there's 2 rows. So it's 11 and 4, that's 15 face cords I have stacked from this pile so far. And this whole pile that I have here that you see, the giant donors I like to call it, is from a truckload I got that was 14 full cords or pulp cords that I cut up, which means if you get 2.5 face cords per full cord, which is about right, a little more, a little less, just depends. I should end up with, so 14 and 14, because that'd be your 2, that'd be 28, and then half of the 14 is 7, so that means 35 face cords is what I should end up with in this pile. So 35, and if I said I've already got, what, 14, 15 done, so I've got about 20 to go, 20 face cords to go in this whole pile here. Kind of walk around so you can see how much there is here. It's quite a bit. And my goal is to do it and finish it today. And I should be able to, because I can stack pretty easily most of the time. Even if I'm doing small piles like this, I can do three face cords or a full cord an hour. So if I got 20 some, I should be able to finish this in 7-8 hours, because I also have a bunch of cleanup to do. This is an old pile here of some junk stuff that I kind of just been tossing, so I'm going to get this all cleaned up too. So there's some good wood underneath the tarp over here, but most of this is junk, and I got old pallets I got to dig up. So anyway, this is where I'm going to stack it, right out in the field here. So what I do is I just kind of start like that. When I start on the edge, go out a little ways, put some runners down, stringers, start stacking, and then just work my way into the pile, making rows as I go. And I'll do some on the other side, and I'll do some over on the opposite side of this here, because I started like right in here the other day when I started with this pile. So here what I'll do is I'll start probably right like on the edge of this hill right here. I'll start going and work my way into the pile. So that's the plan. Today is stacking. So I won't bore you with the details, because all it is stacking wood, but I'll do a time lapse and you can see the progression as we go throughout the day. So here we go, stacking time. I was stacking away happily and I decided to take a break for lunch. Took some lunch break and then I got a text from a guy saying that he desperately needs campfire wood and he wants it today because today's a Friday, and so obviously he must be going camping this weekend. So I said I'll be there in 45 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. I just started throwing some wood in here. This is a little bit of it, and I'm going to throw some of this other stuff in. I'm right down to the end of my dry stuff, so I'm going to have to scrounge to make a face cord. I didn't think I really even had a face cord, but I looked and I think I got enough for them here. So I'm going to go do a delivery, and it's got to be like 15 minutes away. So and I had to do some work in my other business for about an hour, so I am not going to get my pile done over there today. When I get back, I'll show you what's left. And I think I just counted, I got about 17 cords stacked so far, but there's at least the 35, 6, 7, something like that cords total, face cords that I'll have to stack. So I'll never get to it all today, but I'm going to make an attempt when I get back. So now I'm going to go deliver some wood as soon as I get it loaded up. So there it is. It is loaded, and I'm going to make the run and go get hopefully an Uncle Benjamin piece of paper. That's what I'm after. Be right back. Here's Uncle Benjamin. I am back in the wood yard, and I brought back a nice portrait of Uncle Benjamin with me from my wood delivery. I love the portraits of Uncle Benjamin. So anyway, I'm going to get back to stacking. So my full day of stacking is going to turn out to be about a half a day of stacking. Like I mentioned before, I had to do the delivery. That took like an hour. From beginning to end, I had to work for about an hour in my other business, and I had to stop at home and take care of some stuff. And so seems like every time I have intentions of accomplishing a lot, it gets shredded. But anyway, I'm going to get back at it now. Now I'm staying until supper time or later. So I'm thinking I got at least, right now it's probably 2 o'clock. I think I can probably get in another 4 hours of stacking, hopefully, maybe 5. So got lots to do. So here we go again. Well folks, the sun has set and I am starving. I am done stacking for today. I just did a count here, and from what I can tell, I stacked about 16 face cords today. So 16, that would be a bunch. So here it is. I stacked 2 of these rows were already stacked. So this row, this row, this row, this row, that row, that row, that row there, that row there, this row here. So I'm getting there, and there's a lot more cleanup than I thought there was going to be. A lot of sawdust I had to shovel up here. You saw me shoveling and hauling away with the wheelbarrow. But yeah, I'm going to put one more row here tomorrow, because what I'm doing is I'm doing rows that are 16 feet by 4 feet. So I have 2 face cords per row, and I'm doing 3 rows. So I'm ending up with 2 full cords per section basically, and I'm leaving space in between, kind of like right here I left space, and then I left a big space so I can get around through here, and so the air can flow through. And so here's what's left. I'll walk around so you can see. I'm getting to where I can start to see the other side now. Kind of broke through right over here, so as you can see, it's getting there. So that's what's done. And here's what's left. I definitely should be able to finish this no problem tomorrow, and then maybe start on another project. So yeah, it's getting there. And I got this I had done the other day up here. There's two blocks up here of two 2 full cords per section. This one's not quite a full cord. I got to build this out a little bit to fill it, but I'll do it on that end because I want it to be 2 full cords per section. So I'll build it right here. Actually, I'll clean this out and I'll go this direction with it. So yeah, there it is, getting closer. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you were entertained, and if you could manage to move your finger a little bit and poke a button or two, I'd be appreciative of that. I will be back tomorrow. Same wood time, same wood channel. Good night, Irene.